Juneteenth commemorates the ending of slavery in the United States, and celebrations all across the country are certainly making preparations. Shelbyville, Tennessee is no different in making preparations for a huge day. It is set for Saturday, June 15th, 2024. And that includes a memorial walk, a parade, and so much more. We're very honored to have the president of the Rosenwald Community Center in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Mr. Robert Garrison. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for being on the couch today and for your service as serving as president of the Rosenwald Community Center. That's a big thing. That was granted back to you guys. It was a little struggle there, and things are going quite well.
Yes, it is, and I'm fairly new to the community, and fairly new to Rosenwald as the president.
Yes,
our past president, Jimmy Darden, passed away, and so I was fortunate enough to be asked to take that position.
And that's right, that's right. Yeah. There's been several activities and such throughout the last several months, last year or so, that's gone on at Rosenwald, and I think that's a good thing to get the community involved.
Yes, we have had several things like that there. Last year in October, we had a Family and Friends Day.
Very nice.
Where that the kids and family all came out and enjoyed themselves. It was sort of like a picnic. We had hamburgers, hot dogs, the bouncy houses and stuff like that there. And so also during this past winter and things, we have been having coffees or certain things like that there for informational purpose and educational. Some of it would be like educating the elderly about fraud and how they prey on the elderly and stuff like that there.
Yeah. And I remember a seminar with the Nelsons for pre-arrangements and such for funeral.
Yes.
That type of thing. So very good. I think that's a great thing for the community, and pretty much that's probably what we can continue to expect this year.
Yes, that is true, because as long as if we can get more people, the elderly and the young, involved and sort of mesh those two together, the older ones can teach the young ones, and the young ones can bring we older folks into the 21st century because of the change in technology and stuff like that.
Very fast, very fast. So that pretty much is your mission, your goal as Rosenwald to fellowship, to teach, to learn, and continue things of that nature.
Yes, because as I stated earlier about our president passing, our members are getting up in age, and we need to continue to try to recruit younger people, and where that they can come in and bring in new ideas and stuff like that to the center, so that we can continue to teach as we try to grow in the community.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about this Juneteenth celebration. We've been planning this for some time, and last year was a huge success, and I have a feeling it's going to get even bigger this year.
Yes, and Juneteenth is great for the community, in that Rosenwald and Gillian House, we have come together to present this here. And so as we go out into community, asking people to come to Juneteenth, Juneteenth is more of a historical thing than anything as far as our community is concerned.
Absolutely.
And so as far as the local history here in Shelbyville, the Rosenwald Center, I'm not really all that for me about with that, but I do know that the Rosenwald Centers was began by Julian Rosenthal and Booker T. Washington, back in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And Rosenwald did a test of six schools in the state of Alabama.
Wow.
And that was in 1917, where and from then it grew up to 5,000 schools between 1913 and 1932 when Mr. Rosenwald passed away.
Wow. And today, how many are there?
Well, there are very few of the Rosenwald schools themselves
Yes.
that still exist. If you look back in history, once Brown versus Roe,
Yes.
that there sought to put an end to the Rosenwald schools,
Yeah.
in that all children were integrated, and then because the Rosenwald schools were built mostly in the South,
Yes.
because black students at that time did not have any places to be educated. And so Washington and Rosenwald had became a trustee to Tuskegee Institute, and he and Washington talked, and that it grew from their collaboration there.
Yeah.
And so, but once Roe and Brown versus Roe, these Rosenwald schools basically was left out. But many of them, some of them, they found life after that.
Sure.
By community centers, and the senior citizens and social clubs like that there.
Yeah.
And what little I do know about the Bedford County Rosenwald is that during the time, the county was supposed to build a school like that, but the community, the black community, had gotten together and put their funds together in order to buy the land. But somehow or another, it ended up being that the city or county decided to build another high school. And so, what I do know about it is that it finally came down that it was that the Rosenwald Center was for the black community and like that. And a few months ago, they had a reunion of sort at Rosenwald, where people that had gone to the school during that time period, they gathered together and talked about how they had what they learned and the teachers and things like that.
Wonderful. There's a lot of history here.
Yes.
And a lot of people that can contribute to just what you said.
Yes.
So I think it's a wonderful thing. Again, we're gearing up for Saturday, June 15th. Commemorating Juneteenth Day, and of course it combines the word June and 19th. I think that may be sought as the actual day for that. So, but June 15th, it's going to be a glorious day. It all starts with a memorial walk.
Yes.
Which was instigated, I think, last year for the first time.
Yes. It was instigated last year, because in 2022,
yes,
a member, a family, member that was well known, Keith Johnson.
Yes.
That was well known. He had participated in that in Juneteenth.
Yes.
And that following Sunday morning, while he was out doing his regular physical training. He passed away.
He did.
He and his wife was out doing, the physical training, and so that was a motivation behind last year's Memorial Walk, and and as of this year, we're still gonna have the Memorial Walk, but as the shirts or whatever that we be wearing, it can be you can have the get your individual, your personal, whoever it is, your loved one on that shirt.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, that is followed by the parade that goes around our public square and
Yes,
such, and lots of participants. There were so many more vehicles and such in that last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this year it'll probably be more because we are, it's motorcycles, cars, and it don't have to be a float or anything like that there. If you want to put a balloon or something on there, or just something, on the side of your car, it's you can enter it.
Yes. Of course, the children are certainly encouraged to come along because there are lots of activities. There's a bouncy house. There's a coloring contest, I think. There's all kinds of things like face painting. So please bring the kids. And I think there are prizes for the parade, for the coloring contest, and something else. I'm not sure.
Yes, that is true. It will be as for the parade, for the current contest, and the
maybe there's an essay contest or something.
yes.
Okay.
There is a essay contest.
Okay.
And you can find all of this information on the Rosenwald Facebook page. As of right now, we don't have a website that is up and running, but that is something we want to look into in the future, where that we can have a wider presence in the community.
Oh yeah, sure. Once upon a time I was hearing that possibly this center could be used for senior activities, senior bingo, or children's activities, or computer classes. So possibly something like that would develop in the future.
Yes, that is one of our goals, is to be all inclusive. And when I say all inclusive, that is for the young ones,
Yes.
The one in between, and the older ones, because the older ones can teach what they have learned, and the younger ones, as before, can teach us about the future of what is going to happen. And we do have bingo games every now and then at Rosenwald.
Okay, good.
And we have, like before, we have the informational stuff for
Yes.
education. We even have people come in and teaching about nutrition and stuff like that.
Yes.
And for as far as computer classes and stuff, we will have to be getting, have to build our infrastructure for us there to get, because we are a 501c3, and we don't have a lot of funds readily available for expansion.
Yes. You talked about volunteers earlier and such. For individuals that want to take part in anything that you're doing at Rosenwald and such, and want to volunteer for events and that type of thing, how does one actually get in touch with someone for more information?
Okay. They can call me directly at my phone number, which is 931-212-8072.
Okay.
If you all know Rose Peacock, Janet Smith, or James Claiborne,
Yes.
they've been members there for quite a while, and most of the community know them. Miss Smith, Janet Smith, she is the one usually in charge of the kids programming.
Yes.
And Miss Peacock Rose is in charge of the adults, and Brother James Claiborne, well, he is in charge of, well, he knows a lot about the community, and a lot of people knows him, and
Yes.
he directs us in a lot of the things, information and stuff.
Sure.
He keeps us informed about what type of business is coming, a type of sports activity that's occurring, and how we can be involved with the schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, very good. It's located at 516 Tillman Street.
Yes, that's correct.
It's a beautiful little community center. It's very manicured with the yards. Got children's play sets and such out there,
Yeah.
playground area. So I think hats off to you guys, because I see the hard work and dedication for each of you guys on the committee. So
Yes.
that goes a long way, and it certainly will prove to be very successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I just hope in the future that we can continue to grow.
Yes.
And anyone that is wants to get involved in the community,
Yes.
you can just give me a call.
Great.
And if I don't answer, just leave me a message and I'll get back to you.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Well, again, we're looking forward to the Juneteenth celebration. Very excited for that. It's going to be a day of fun. It's going on from the actual walk is beginning at 8:30
Yes.
that morning. And activities, there's a lot of speakers and performers, singers, dancers. There's a DJ.
Yes. There will be many local people that will be there, the mayors, and of course we want to thank you for being the Grand Marshal of the parade.
It's an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And but there will be, like you said, speakers and
Yes.
DJs, and there will also be food and
Oh, yeah.
and plenty of food to choose from and everything like that. And just come out and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
And that way, meet your neighbor, and you may run into some of your old friends that you hadn't
Definitely.
seen for a long time.
Definitely. I've experienced that for every year I've
Yes.
come. So it's a glorious day. June 15th is the day. Mr. Robert Garrison, thank you so much for dropping by and sitting on the couch with me today, kind of explaining some things, very knowledgeable on what's going on when it rolls back to Rosenwald, because there is a big story behind that. So
Yes.
hats off to you guys, and continue doing the work that you're doing.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to talk with Rosie Biggs. She is secretary, actually, of the Gilliland Resource Center right here in Shelbyville. Mr. Robert Garrison has been our guest. We're going to take a break and return with more Let's Talk Shelbyville right after this.
So you've likely heard of Juneteenth. Perhaps you're not sure exactly what that is. Well, it is now a national holiday signed into law by President Biden back in 2021. Juneteenth is considered America's second Independence Day, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. After 4 bloody years, the Union defeated the Confederacy to win the Civil War and abolish slavery in April of 1865. There were nearly 4 million enslaved people in the U.S. at that time. Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of the enslaved each day. The news took months to reach Texas, the westernmost state in the Confederacy. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and 2,000 Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told the enslaved of their freedom. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and the enslaved. Granger's words spread through Texas all at once. People found out the war was over and they were free. Their joyous, spontaneous celebration gave birth to Juneteenth. Juneteenth, the combination of the words June and 19, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. Many of them were met with violence, even death when they tried to leave. Yet the promise of freedom extinguished fear and fueled generations of indestructible people. Former slaves gathered on Juneteenth the next year and the year after that. And over the decades, Black communities observed the holiday with festive family gatherings, colorful parades, and bountiful barbecues. Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. Juneteenth is now a national holiday. It's a celebration of independence, the day all Americans were truly free. Well, Juneteenth has grown in popularity with many events planned all across the nation and right here at home in Jacksonville. For a list of those local events, we heard McKenna talking about them. You can visit our website or our First Coast News app.
We're back here. It's Let's Talk Shelbyville as we continue on with our talks about Juneteenth. Of course, that is set for Saturday, June 15th, 2024. Beautiful downtown Shelbyville around the courthouse as it begins with a memorial walk and so many different activities all day long. We spoke with Robert Garrison, who is president of the Rosenwald, a community center earlier. It is Rosie Biggs. She serves as secretary of the Gillian Resource Center, and I'm always getting that name confused, but welcome to the show.
Thank you, Marilyn,
yes,
for having me.
Yes,
yeah, that name is Gillian Historical Resource Center,
yes,
and it's a tongue twister.
It is, it very much is, but it's a wonderful establishment. So many things go on there. You guys have built it to a community. It's a historical piece, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
The Gillian Historical Resource Center is the only African-American cultural arts center in the beautiful Shelbyville and Bedford County.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you may not know about Gillian House is that it was historical, and it is historical, and it's significant because of the man who built it.
Yes.
Mr. James S. Gillian, who is an African-American master stone builder, and he built the home in the late 19th century.
Yeah.
Yes, he was an extraordinary man.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Some of the goals and such, you guys, I've mentioned, you've had some really cool events. Ancestry Day was really nice, and Cookies with Santa, you know, a lot of things for the entire family, and you continue to do that. What can we look for this year?
Let me tell you about our first fundraiser that was so successful. For MLK this year, our celebration, we decided to do a fundraiser, and we reached our goal of $5,000. This money was raised to purchase a Tennessee historical marker in honor of the late James Gillian. And we plan to honor him and present that later this year. That was encouraging for us to raise that money.
Oh, yes.
Also, we have Ancestry Day. We had it in September of last year. And what we do is invite families from Bedford County to come in and tell their amazing stories, their histories about living in Bedford County and what it means to them. And this year, we were fortunate enough and honored to have two nonagenarians. Both were 95 years old. Yes,
so it was a wonderful thing. So, yeah, continue to do those things. I think the community certainly needs that. As I've always stated, there's a lot of history right here in Shelbyville and Bedford County, and to preserve that and to keep it coming is the key. And I think that's one of the things that the Gillian does. So, hats off.
We hosted the Cookies with Santa, as you previously mentioned, and it was held in our historic cabin, which is a beautiful home with this extraordinary fireplace, and we had Santa and Mrs. Santa and lots of kids with candy and goodies for Christmas. And we also just hosted a sip and read tea party in honor of Miss May D. Hendricks, who is the founder of the Gillian Historical Resource Center. The Gillian Historical Resource Center was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1975. And in 1996, the Historical Resource Center acquired that property, rehabilitated the property and turned it into a multicultural museum
Wow.
and education center.
Yeah.
And that's what we continue to use it today as a multicultural museum
Good.
and an education center, because we want to start tutoring kids. There are a lot of children who need tutoring with the third grade retention program.
Sure.
Yes, and we'd
Yeah.
like to help out as often as we can.
Yes, yes. We've joined together, of course, again this year with Rosenwald Community Center in putting on this Juneteenth event. It's set for Saturday, June 15th. And working with that organization, it works out quite well because it comes out a beautiful event and it grows every year. Last year was phenomenal, and I'm thinking in my mind that it's going to be even bigger this year.
Yes, with both organizations, we have the most remarkable members who are the hardest working members to put this event together. Both Rosenwald and Gillian members work
absolutely.
very hard and very well together. So this is the third year that Rosenwald and Gillian have co-sponsored Juneteenth.
Right.
And like you said, every year it gets bigger
Bigger.
and better.
Yeah.
And it should be phenomenal again this year.
Absolutely. I'm excited about the Memorial Walk. There was a lot of participation last year in this first walk was last year, I do believe. And there were so many people that came out walking for their loved ones and just for all different reasons. Yeah.
Yes, it's a somber but enjoyable
It is.
occasion.
It is.
Yes, because like you said, it is a memorial walk and we do remember our loved ones. And it's just a good time to get together and the camaraderie of everybody for the same purpose.
Right.
And then that leads to our parade.
Yes.
We're excited about our parade because we'll have entries for prizes, first, second, and third
That's right.
prizes. And this year we're expecting something new. It's the Huntsville Community Center Drumline.
All right.
They won't be performing in the parade, but we expect them to perform on the square.
Yes, yes.
This
So
year.
lots of speakers and entertainers, performers, dancers, singers. We were just going to have a great time.
Yes.
Yes, it's all going on, starting with a walk, 8:30 that
Yes.
morning, and it continues all day till about 4
True.
throughout the afternoon. So food booths and such. Being a part of the Gillian Historical Resource Center and such, for volunteers that want to donate their time, their efforts, their energy, their knowledge, how can one do that?
We accept memberships all the time.
All the time.
Yes. And the best way to do that is to contact one of the members right now.
Okay.
We do have a website.
Okay.
And it's gillianhouse.org.
Okay.
And you can go there and see what's happening at Gillian. And we also have an email address, gillianhistoricalresource@gmail.com.
Very good.
Yes. And we have members, any member of Gillian can be reached at any time. Yes, for
Very
that
good.
donation.
Very good, very good. Lots of people want to get in there, want to see that, see the house, see the cabin and such. And we have so many tourists coming through the city of Shelbyville. That should be one of the tour stops right there.
Oh my goodness, I am so glad you mentioned this. We are trying our best to get the tourist attractions from
Yes.
nearest green
That's right.
to come on into the city
Yep.
and visit us
Yep,
at
just-
Gillian
yep.
Historical Resource Center. We are opening our doors to anyone who has a family reunion because your history is going to be at Gillian. The roots are going to be at Gillian.
Yes.
We're opening our doors to school groups to
Sure.
come through and tour.
Yeah.
And we're also opening our doors to senior groups who want to come in.
There you go.
And with the renovation of our bathroom, we will be able to host tour buses as they come through Shelbyville.
Excellent.
And would like to attract more and more tourists.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for stopping, talking with us. We're going to transition to Mr. Albert Nelson, who is president of the Gillian Historical Resource Center, and get more information, talk about the day itself as we approach the big day of June 15th. Thank you for all of the work that you're doing on the committee as secretary. I know that has to be a big project, but you're working with a lot of great people.
Absolutely.
And that's the key.
Yes, it is, and I enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Network is the key.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Rosie
having me.
Biggs. Rosie Biggs has been our guest on this particular
Thank you.
segment from the Gillian Historical Resource Center, right here located on Lipscomb Street.
803 Lipscomb Street.
There you go.
And I do want to give you the plug for the mailing address.
Okay.
If you do decide to send a sponsorship or donations, please send it to Gillian Historical Resource Center, P.O. Box 336, Shelbyville, Tennessee 37162.
Thank you. Very
We
well
greatly
put.
appreciate it.
Very well put.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Rosie Biggs, she serves as secretary for the Gillian Historical Resource Center right here in Shelbyville. Albert Nelson is coming up in just a moment with more. Let's talk Shelbyville right here. Stay with us.
Lift every voice and sing.
Till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies
Of liberty.
Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies.
Let us march on till victory is won.
Juneteenth is a call to action.
It's a day to establish a lifestyle of remembrance with rituals of dignity.
Juneteenth is a day of reverence.
On Juneteenth, we honor the struggles of our ancestors.
It's a time to celebrate historical recognition.
And a day that all slaves were free.
It's an opportunity to educate ourselves
And implement hope for the future.
Juneteenth has always been about celebrating where we come from, embracing where we are, and looking forward to the future as Black people.
What it signifies to me is strength, endurance, perseverance, and turning a new leaf.
Juneteenth, the actual holiday and its historical significance, something that I wasn't taught in school and something that I really value now.
Juneteenth isn't just a day to relax, but it's also a day to reflect on the work still ahead. Join us in celebrating Juneteenth, an American holiday.
Well, as promised, we do have Albert Nelson. He is the president of the Gillian Historical Resource Center right here in Shelbyville. It is Lipscomb Street. It is historical. It is beautiful. It's phenomenal. I want to say welcome to you.
Thank you, Ms.
Yes,
Marilyn.
yes.
Thank you for having us on.
Yes.
You had talked with our secretary, which does most of the work.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
secretary, president, chief
Yeah,
operator.
yeah. It takes the load off for the president.
It does.
It
It does. She
does.
does a wonderful job.
Absolutely.
Yes.
As president, though, talk about this. You probably have more of the roots and such of really what this Gillian Historical Resource Center really means and all of that. Now, Rosie
Yes.
did go into a little bit of that in the
Yes.
history and such, but it's very deep, and a lot of
It
people
is.
really don't realize.
That's right. That's right. Well, one of the main objectives of the Gillian House, of course, and Rosie mentioned some of this, is to make sure that we keep the Black historical history alive.
Yes.
And of course, we don't have that many Black entrepreneurs in the Bedford County area, but the ones that have came before us have laid a good pattern for us to follow.
That's right.
And we want to keep that alive as much as possible.
Yes.
So the Gillian is Miss Mayday Hendricks. She's the one who drafted me in. I have been a part of it since 2010.
Okay.
I opened up the funeral home here in 2008, and after that, she brought me in and made me take president. we didn't have but 3 members at the time, 3 active members, but we've done quite well. And we want to just keep it alive.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main thing, is to make sure that the Black historical marker is announced. A lot of people don't know anything about it, but we want to keep it alive.
And it's important to have those family members, those descendants, to continue on and to participate and volunteer and such. And that has to get harder and harder.
It does. It does. Simply because a lot of people don't even want to work when they're getting paid.
That's true.
So it makes it really difficult for U.S. people to volunteer their time, their money, their energy. and that becomes more and more difficult to do. But with Rosie and the other participants, we do a phenomenal job of keeping everything alive. We have always, in the past, we've only had one significant fundraiser, and that was the MLK luncheon. And the money we raised from there, because we had volunteers from everywhere, Tyson's Food, McDonald's, and all of those guys help us put on that event, and so therefore all the money we raised we could put back in to the Gillian.
Nice. And
so it made it interesting. But this year, as Rosie had already indicated, we did a fundraiser and we raised $5,000. Now nobody thought that we would raise that much money, but me and Rosie.
That's okay.
We really thought we would.
Sure.
And it did. It came out really good.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Some of the other goals and such, something that you really would strive to do, having this historical piece right here in your backyard, Shelbyville in Bedford County, something that you really would like to see come from all of this?
Well, the main thing we would like to see, as we had the Ancestry Day, that's our roots.
Okay.
And the Ancestry Day is something that we want to really make a great part and bring in families. We want actually not only the ones who are still alive, but we want to bring those children, those descendants in with the whole family, and let's talk about where they started and where they came, came to. And of course, in that event, in that opportunity, we talk about what they came through. All the difficulties that they had to get to where they are. Because Mr. Biggers, I had talked about it. We had him on our Ancestry Day last year, and he talked about some of the struggles that they had.
Sure.
And of course, we want to apologize for that, but at the same time, we want to learn from it. So, as far as what we would like to see happen with the Gillian, I think we just like to see it more of a research center, more of a place where little kids and people that need further education, even in their academic world right now. We would like to be that source that they can come to, and you can't come to me and talk about trigonometry, but somebody be there to talk to them about all the struggles they have. But that's what we like to see. It be more of a center for research to help kids.
And definitely on the stops during our tourist visits all the way through our town, because we have hundreds and thousands of people every day.
Every day, that's right. And so we are on the National Register already, so we would like to see that bus, that tour come by Gillian. Every time they step foot in Shelbyville. And that would help us get the word out to say what we do and who we are. Because that's really a phenomenal absentee that a lot of people don't know who Gillian is.
That is correct.
And so we're grateful to have this space on this time with you, so we can talk about Bedford.
Sure. As we commemorate, of course, the ending of slavery, that is what Juneteenth is all about. And Shelbyville is certainly falling right in there with a great celebration day, which is set for Saturday, June 15th and such. And you know that it has grown. It has grown. It is enhanced.
It has grown. We have, my son sells fish at that. He has a space there every year. And now the people are asking, is he going to be there? So it makes us excited because they have sold out of every piece of fish every time they came. So all the vendors, we've got people now that's asking to have space that has never asked before.
Got you.
So it is growing.
Very good.
It is growing. It's doing wonderful.
Very good. And of course, vendor space is still available. I think parade spots are still available.
That's right.
You know, all of these things are still available.
Everything is still available
for individuals to get involved with.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
yes.
That's right. Booth space is economical. It is $50 for a space. And of course, if you need electricity, it'll be another $10. If you want to spend money on a good cause, Juneteenth is the place.
This is it. This is it. Starting with the memorial walk, which is very special.
That's right.
And of course, going into the parade and
That's
such.
right. That's right.
Lots of activities all day long. So it's just.
And the memorial walk starts at Bird Street Church of Christ, which is on Bird Street, and it comes across Dairy, and then it comes into town and meet at Mr. King's place of business there, and then we all together come to the square. Where all the festivities start at 10 o'clock, and they will end at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a good event.
It is. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. I think you guys coming together as far as Rosenwald and Gillian, I think it's a good group of people strategizing every meeting and really crossing T's and dotting I's.
That's
so as I'm a little part of that each month, I really enjoy that. And I salute you guys.
Well, we thank you.
For the hard
work. Thank you for volunteering to be one of the volunteers on this event.
Yes.
And we look forward to the day of June 15th.
Absolutely.
We thought it necessary to join together, just say this one piece here, because it's not a whole lot of us in Bedford County that are actively pursuing something positive. And so we thought with Rosenwald and Gillian, since it's so few on both sides, it would be better if we came together for an event. And of course, we did last year, which we're planning to do this year, a community give back day. Where we have a cookout where nobody buys anything, we just give back to the community.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sponsorships are always needed for this event, of course, for June 15th,
That's right.
2024. But individuals can actually sponsor ahead.
That's right.
If they wanted to look forward to next year's celebration, they can always do that.
That's
Rosie gave some information. You may want to reiterate.
Now, we have heard, this is not a definite, but we've heard that Nia Green would like to be the top sponsor.
Got you.
Well, the top sponsor right now is $2,500 that we have already received.
Yes.
And if they want to do that, that would be just great.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they're watching today and we can get that check tomorrow.
Or we'll pick it up.
Yeah, we'll pick it up. But yes, individuals can donate as little as $10.
Yes.
And we appreciate every drop in the bucket.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Thank you. Hats off to you guys for doing a phenomenal job. Looking forward to Saturday, June 15th.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been a great thing. I know it's going to be beautiful, and hopefully there is no rain, but let me tell you, I don't know if it's whiting or catfish, but make sure you don't sell that last piece without seeing me
That's right.
at the booth.
That's exactly right.
Now we're covered.
We're covered on that.
Okay.
We're covered on that. It's only one caveat. You got to get there before 2.
I'm running around like I don't know what, but I'll definitely keep that in mind. We can deal. We can deal with that one.
Very good.
Thank you so much. It has been Rosie Biggs, and of course this has been Mr. Albert Nelson, both of the Gillian Historical Resource Center right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We are talking about June 15th. That is the big Juneteenth day in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's around the courthouse square. It's going to be phenomenal. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Shelbyville.
Thank you.